Harihi, Harihi, Harihi Om. That's Jaya Guru. So we shall start. Yam Shaiva Samupasate Shivaidi Brahmedi Vedantino Bauddha Buddha Idi Pramana Padavaha Kartedi Nayyayika Arhan Nityatha Jaina Shasanarata Karmedi Mimamsaka Soyamvo Vidadhadu Vanchita Phalam Trailokyanato Harihi Soyamvo Vidadhadu Vanchita Phalam Trailokyanato Harihi Shuddho Buddho Vimukta Sudishikaragiram Mukhyatatparya Bhumi Yasmajjadam Samastam Jagadidam Amrtatvepya Sarvam Sthidoya Yasyam Sham Shavataraihi Sunanaravanajairekshidam Sarvametad Tam Bhumanam Mukundam Hridigatam Amalam Krishnameva Prapadye Tam Bhumanam Mukundam Hridigatam Amalam Krishnameva Prapadye Madhya Hridaya Kashe Sadanandamayo Guruhu Udetu Satatam Samyak Swatmananda Prabodhaka Harihi, Harihi, Harihi Om Tats Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru. We shall have, as usual, the chorus recitation 3 times of the auspicious monosyllable Omkara. It will increase the longevity as also the health of your heart, and it will administer a lot of enrichment to the inner personality consisting of the mind, intelligence and ego. Om epitomizes the entire Vedas, the entire gamut of knowledge a seeker has to acquire. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes. Open the mouth and the heart and join. Hari Om Tas Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru. I think this is the 14th episode in our telecast, present telecast, webcast. We have completed the Sankhya portion of the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Generally, by the word Sankhya, people generally refer to Kapila's Kapila Muni's Sankhya Yoga, which enumerates a number of principles, 18, 19, etc., which constitute the entire creation. It is not that kind of a Sankhya that is mentioned here. Kapila wrote the Sankhya philosophy much later. The word Sankhya we find here, this is at least more than 5,000 years old. And this is completely an enunciation of the Upanishadic Atma Vidya or Brahma Vidya. Samyak khyayate pathyate anena iti Sankhya is the definition beautifully given for this word Sankhya. You have to learn it from the teacher. You have to reflect upon what you have heard. Repeatedly reflecting upon it, you have to take to contemplation and meditation. Ultimately, the whole meditational process itself will dissolve into its very source of origin. Then you understand where from the creation has itself begun. The whole process is achieved by a process of ratiocination. Think about what is this self different from the body. If it is different from the body, all that the body does is not applicable to it. The body is born, the self is not born. The body is growing, self does not grow or swell. The body is declining, that also is not relevant to the soul. Finally, the body falls, dies, that also is not applicable. So you are repeatedly to grasp this wonderful inner spiritual presence which animates and activates your body. Animates and activates your body. Our body is fully inert. It is made up of matter and energy, both of which are inert. Then how is it that we are able to cognize the world through our senses? Because the senses are animated by the wonderful inner presence, the real structure or nature of which is consciousness. It always makes you conscious of other things as well as itself. That is why it is called consciousness. One definition of consciousness is that it is the self-revealing property of a substance. Self-revealing property. It should be able to reveal itself saying, I am here, I am. That is why every one of you says, I am. That amness of the I. It is a revelation. You are not making any effort to say, I am. You know something is present there. You also know that it is you, yourself. Therefore, when your name is called, you say, here am I am. Now this I am, you have to go into, inquire, investigate, examine, until at last you know very clearly that it is an absolutely supra-worldly presence. The whole process is achieved by a mental intellectual pursuit. There is no other factor here. That is why it is called the Sankhya. We have completed the Sankhya Yoga and we are entering into what we call Karma Yoga, the unique contribution, the exclusive contribution of this dialogue of Kurukshetra battlefield. We ended up with this shloka. I would like to repeat it. Sukha dukhe same krutva labha labha ujaya jayau tado yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsisi. Arjuna, I only have to give you one formula. Carry equalness of vision in your mind. Whatever is one different from the other, one opposed to the other, that mutual opposite nature should not affect your mind. You must have this kind of a spiritual power, spiritual brilliance, as a result of which you will be able to sublimate all conflicts and contradictions. The entire world produces for you only Sukha Dukkhas. All the other Dvandvas finally produce only Sukha and Dukkha. So if you can evenize the two, you have won over the world. There is no question of papa or punya for you. This is how he has summarized. So this is an interactional pursuit. It is not a contemplative pursuit where you try to make the mind still and absorb. Not at all so. Not at all so. Not at all so. These sukha-dukkhas will be repeatedly generated only when you act and interact. Act and interact. Allow them to generate and practice your moderation, evenness, and equipoise towards them. So sukha-dukkhas will themselves make you practice Sankhya Yoga. That is the water on which you are going to swim as a Sankhya Yogi. Sukha-dukkhas, alternate sukha-dukkhas are the waters. Now he is entering. See how Krishna begins. Neha bhikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyade swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayad. Neha bhikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayad. Would you like to repeat? Line by line I shall recite. Neha bhikramanashosti.
Neha bhikramanashosti.
Neha bhikramanashosti.
Neha bhikramanashosti.
Pratyavayo na vidyate.
Pratyavayo na vidyate.
Swalpamapyasya dharmasya.
Swalpamapyasya dharmasya.
Trayate mahato bhayad.
Trayate mahato bhayat.
Trayate mahato bhayad.
Trayate mahato bhayat.
My dear viewers, this is an invaluable pronouncement of Krishna, Bhagavad Gita. Invaluable. First of all, he describes, just 1 minute. Just a minute. Esha bhikramanashosti, did we say? Did we say Esha te bhita Sankhya? You know, I'm sorry, I had missed a verse. It was wrong. He says, Esha te bhita Sankhya buddhir yoge tvimam shrinu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. Esha te abhita Sankhya. In the Sankhya Yoga, I have already spoken to you, explained it so much. Buddhir yoge tvimam shrinu. Now I am going to discuss Karma Yoga or Yoga Buddhi. In that, listen to what I am going to say. Buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. Equipped and enriched by this Buddhi Yoga which I am going to teach, Karma Yoga which I am going to teach, the Yoga Buddhi you have to apply while performing all actions and while conducting all interactions, by virtue of which you will be able to completely get away from all kinds of constriction and bondage caused by any kind of karma. Arjuna, don't worry. Your grandfather and teacher are standing before you. There are other elderly, adorable people also. Now you have to confront them. It is very, 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 very extraordinary, unusual, unprecedented, I agree. But, but the wisdom that I am going to impart to you, especially the karma yoga, the yoga buddhi, is such that it will be able to insulate you against all kinds of bondage and constriction. What more do you want, you tell me? Here is a formula, a methodology, a pursuit, an application, as a result of which you can take up all kinds of interaction. Don't pick and choose. To live in this world means anything may face you at any time. We don't have always the choice. There is nothing like a choice life, a choice year. No, no. See, we are under the grip of what? A pandemic now. The world witnessed such a pandemic perhaps 1 year earlier. Now we are facing it. And is it for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, or a couple of months, or a quarter of a year? No. No. 11 months have passed. We don't know still how long we shall have to face it. Meanwhile, very fortunately, our country has been able to develop a vaccine for it. You know, I'm very, very happy that our scientists have been able to perform a great feat in this matter. And India, as I understand, I am subject to correction, is importing this vaccine to a number of neighboring and other countries. And I understand that it's all free also. Just imagine. Exporting. Our country is exporting. Not many countries have been able to evolve anything like a vaccine against this pandemic, but we have been able to do. I always have a lot of regard, belief and faith in the Indian brain, in the Indian intelligence. This Bhagavad Gita itself is a product and an excellence of our Indian intelligence. Understand it. A book like that was written more than 5,000 years ago. And our people loved it so much, found it so beautiful, so relevant, so exalted, so indispensable to carry on their life in this complex world. So much so that they have preserved it. How many people are reading it? It is not preserved as an adored textbook in educational institutions. It is preserved in the heart and mind of people, of individuals. So they learned it. They recited it. They explained it to the others, disseminated it, and preserved it. Without a change of syllable, all the 700 verses written by Vyasadeva are even now available before us. Not only that, the whole of Mahabharata consisting of 125,000 verses, Sanskrit verses, that Mahabharata is available before us. So understand it extremely well, extremely well. So, Esha te bhigita Sankhya buddhir yoge tvimam shrinu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. My dear listeners, do not miss the import of words. Buddhya yukto. Say that. Buddhya yukto. The emphasis on is an intelligence. Intelligence. This is a pursuit by the mind, by the emotional mind, the attitudinal mind, and the rational and explorative intelligence. In the whole discussion you will find Krishna is only speaking and Arjuna is only listening. And the spiritual pursuit is taking place for Arjuna, helped by Krishna. Esha te bhigita Sankhya buddhir yoge tvimam shrinu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. So what is karma yoga? Karma yoga is a yogic enlightenment and enrichment administered while performing all your activities. And what is the effect or benefit or outcome of karma yoga? It will insulate your mind, insulate your inner personality against all kinds of adversities in this world. No bondage will be there. I would like you to recite this sloka. I will recite it part by part. Esha te bhihita sankhye
एषा ते विहिता साङ्ख्ये
buddhir yoge tvimam shrinu
बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु
buddhya yukto yaya partha
बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ
karma bandham prahasyasi.
कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि.
In a synopsis manner, he has already explained Karma Yoga. He gives a better definition in the next verse. What is that? Neha bhikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyade swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Swamiji, what will Karma Yoga practice give me? If you ask me, this is what it will give you. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya. Krishna calls it a dharma. Dharma means it is a pursuit, it is a spiritual pursuit or mento-intellectual pursuit. No other factor comes here. It is not asking you to go and circumambulate in a temple. It is not asking you to go on pilgrimage to a certain place. No physical involvement there at all. On the other hand, it is only related to your mind and intelligence. It is actually a dharma, a course of righteousness, a course of discipline, a course of enlightenment. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya. This dharmic practice called Karma Yoga, even a small measure of it, he says, Trayate mahato bhayad. It will protect you from great and huge fear. Have you got the message? Krishna does not want you to do it for a very long time and then only you will get a result. He says even a small measure of this practice, Karma Yoga, will protect you, will save you from terrific fear. So the result is instantaneous. And what is that? It will keep you away from fear, anxiety, and other such emotional conflicts. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya. There are two specific advantages in Karma Yoga about which I would like you to know. After all, Bhagavad Gita is a wonderful book. It is a great text, great text. The subject of discussion is the very subject of your human personality. The entire world is an object. Your body is an object. Amidst all these objects, the whole creation, objective creation, there is only one subject, and that is within your body, your body, your body. You denote it by the term I. Bhagavad Gita is discussing about this I, the inmost self in you, your own personality. He says, Neha bhikramanashosti. All activities that you perform in this world, particularly secular ones, all of them, they are fraught with a twofold danger or outcome. It is called abhikramanasha. Abhikramanasha. Whatever effort you make, very elaborately, abhikramanasha. It does not bear fruit and it gets destroyed. You can see this more consistently in the sphere of farming and agriculture. You know, agriculture very much depends upon rain, and rain is governed by seasons, and there is a lot of erraticness about it. Avarshakasya bija varshakasya devana jananti kuto manushyaha. There is a proverb. When will you have rain and when will you not have rain? Even devas, the angels, are not able to say. Then what about the poor man? Can he predict it? No. People say agriculture is a gambling on nature. So you will find in the field of agriculture, with a lot of effort, they sow the seed, finding the soil moist. That is at the end of the summer, the first crop. I have seen farmers coming. Suppose there was a rain at night, they will come to the farm and they will start opening up the soil to find out there is about 6 inches depth of moisture. Then immediately they sow the seed. So it will sprout. It will sprout and start growing and growing and growing. How long can it stand? It should be supported by further rain. Normally the season helps. That is why these are seasons shaped by nature. For any reason, if the rain is delayed, the next rain is delayed for something like 1 month or so, the entire sprout will wither off. Similarly, a very good crop has been cultivated and it is about to harvest. Suddenly there will be flood, huge rain. Near the ashram I have seen here, suddenly the whole thing is flooded. Sometimes suddenly pests will come. There is a particular type of bird. They come in thousands and 10,000s. And all the seeds that are in the water spread over there, they will simply pick them off. Nothing can be done. A very good crop may suffer for the last 15 days or 10 days, a little moisture. The whole crop will go away. So in the sphere of agriculture, you will find loss of effort is a recurring fate. That abhikramanasha is not there in karma yoga as an effort, as a pursuit, as a perseverance. Pratyavayo na vidyade. There is something called adverse result. Adverse result. One is loss of effort, abhikramanasha. Will you repeat this word? Abhikramanasha.
Abhikramanashaha.
Abhikramanasha.
Abhikramanashaha.
Loss of whatever effort has been made. The next is pratyavaya.
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 Adverse result. This adverse result is often noticed in the sphere of medical treatment. Sometimes very drastic developments would be there. I have heard that this has happened in medical practice. There are 2 drugs. One is called cocaine, another is called procaine. Cocaine and procaine. Once the doctor asked the nurse to give a procaine injection. The nurse administered, obviously hearing it wrongly, cocaine, and the patient was about to be collapsing. See, procaine and procaine. Some doctors say, whenever I write this kind of a drug, I always write legibly so that no mistake is made. It's always given in writing. Here it was a vocal transmission. Similarly, there are 2 drugs, barium sulfate and barium sulfide. Barium meal, they say, it is injected through the rectum into the intestines to take X-ray properly. Now, instead of barium sulfate, if you are using barium sulfide, consequences are very severe. Now, this happens in medicine. The doctors may diagnose a certain disease in a certain manner and they administer the treatment. After 3, 4 or 5 days of treatment, they find their diagnosis was not correct. It can happen. Now, these two are regular associates of all kinds of secular and even religious activities. But he says, in Karma Yoga, it is not there. Your effort is never lost. and you will never have an adverse result. Are you hearing me, dear viewers? Just see the analysis that Krishna provides, Bhagavad Gita provides, Veda Vyasa has recorded. Nehabhikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. What more do you want? First of all, he said, even a small measure of practice will save you from terrific fear. Here he says, this practice is so safe that it does not have the two dangers which any activity in the human world has, abhikramanasha and pratyavaya. One is loss of effort, another is adverse result. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayad. Even a small measure of practice. It is not that you should become a karma yogi today and you should remain forever. Then only you will have benefit at the end of a decade or so. No. Whatever measure of practice you do, that practice will have its own instantaneous result. What is that result? Dissolving of fear, getting rid of fear, becoming free of fear. Doubt, fear, and grief. Grief, fear, and doubt. These are traitors so far as the mind is concerned. The mind is always under an obsession. We have got desire, hatred, and fear. These are the three ingredients of the human mind. And all of them victimize the mind and vitiate the performance. If you are able to be free of desire, hatred, and fear, you will find all your activities become benevolent and very, very effective. Very rewarding. Neha bhikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayad. Shall I go to the next verse? He is describing. Vyavasayatmigya buddhi ekeha kurunandana bahushakha hyanantasya buddhayo avyavasayinam. What a beautiful description. First of all, he spoke about the advantage of karma yoga. What is its status in comparison to all other activities available for you in the world? Now he says, what is the one important factor in this karma yoga practice? Every one of you has a feeling, I am doing enough of karma. Swamiji, I am a karma yogi. I am a karma yogi. You are not. Everybody is acting in this world. Animals and birds and mosquitoes and frogs. You are also acting. What is the difference? You will become a karma yogi only when that yoga enrichment becomes an associate of your performance. That yoga enrichment, your activity should be enriched by the yogic element or orientation. And that yoga is a yoga buddhi or buddhi yoga. So it comes to you in the form of an enlightenment, a change of attitude, development of the proper emotion, attitude, objective, etc. It's an orientation for your inner personality, especially mind and intelligence. So he says, in the whole of Karma Yoga, Arjuna, Vyavasayatmikya buddhi ekeha kurunamdana. Right from the beginning till the end, there is only one factor, one quality, one enrichment, one orientation, one edification. What is that? Vyavasayatmikya buddhi. Buddhi means intelligence. Vyavasayatmika means resolute. Resolute. The buddhi is not generally resolute. It is swinging. It is wavering, vacillating. So your intelligence should remain resolute. Analyze life, analyze the whole world and creation, analyze your interactions with the world, do all these things and arrive at a conclusion. What do I want from this world? What is that attainment, if at all, I look for? And how can I have it? Does it relate to the objects, the house I make or purchase, the vehicles I have, the family and children which I have? What does it actually mean? What is that attainment? Is it external or is it internal? Does it relate to the body and the senses, or does it relate to the mind and the intelligence and ego? So you have to make a consideration. Either you make it or hear it from a teacher who already knows it. But it requires a basic thought. You may not be able to do it. That is why people like us take the trouble of talking to you, addressing you. So hear us. Think about it. It's all an analysis of your life, an analysis of your action and interaction, only to orient you better, enrich you, empower you, elevate you, expand your heart, and enlighten you and fulfill you. The purpose is very clear. It's always a plus to human life, a beauty, an ornament, a necklace to your life. Vyavasayatmigya buddhi ekeha kurunandana. The buddhi should become resolute. Hey Kurunandana. Why it should become resolute? Because the ordinary case is entirely different. Bahushakaha anantascha buddhayaha avyavasayinam. People who are not well resolved with regard to their life, their vision, their goal, their sense of value, attainment, people who are not clear, they will not have a resolute intelligence. This resoluteness of intelligence comes from a discussion like this. Arjuna never had it earlier. Only when he started listening to Krishna, he was able to understand where was the defect and what should be done to rectify it. Are you following me? Many of you have lived your life for so many decades. When I ask you a question, tell me, what is life? Swamiji, I haven't thought about it at all. You have lived for decades and people are saying, I haven't thought about it. Then your Alsatian dog will think about it. If you will not think about what is life, tell me who else will think? Unless you think about life, how can you enrich it, empower it, elevate it? A man is not what he eats. A man is not merely what he does, what he thinks, what he understands, what he inwardly possesses, how enriched, how ennobled, how enlightened, how elevated, how hospitable, how loving, how benevolent he is. These are the questions that we have to ask. Your role is to enrich your mind, enrich your intelligence. Every day should be a day of additional and progressive enrichment for you. Whatever may be the instances, developments and events in life, at the end of the day, you should be able to feel, I am enriched, I am empowered, I am elevated. That kind of a point of view is there. He says, Vyavasayatmigya buddhi ekeha kurunandana. In the whole pursuit of karma yoga, that resolute nature of the intelligence is the only factor which is at work. Nothing else is at work. What was the buddhi that he suggested? Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labha ujaya jayo. Arjuna, the world consists of only pairs of opposites. Dvandvas, dvandvas, dvandvas. Collection, no. Conglomeration of dvandvas. All these dvandvas ultimately mean sukha or dukkha or both. Now you have to develop an even attitude towards them. This evenness is what is going to make you conquer and win over the world. Is it not a Vyavasayatmika buddhi? Analyzing the whole world and finding it to be a conglomeration of dvandvas and adopting an even attitude towards dvandvas without preferring either or abhorring either. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. Suppose you don't have a resolute buddhi, what is the alternate? Bahushakhaha anantaha cha buddhayaha avyavasayinam. People who are not resolute in their intelligence, their buddhi will be divided, subdivided, further divided. It will become like many branched tree, that's all. How many years have you lived? Can you tell me that you have a clear goal of life and you are striving for it? Have you made an assessment of either your life or the world or the interaction you have with the world? It has to be done. The earlier, the better. So the choice is between the two. Either you have a blessed, beautiful, Vyavasayatmika buddhi, a resolute intelligence, or a multi-branched intelligence which is a waste. Shall I tell you a story? In Kerala, we have some very, very important and enlightening legends. Two figures are very prominent in that legend. One is a Brahmin, an Agnihotri by name. He was performing Agnihotra every day, a celebrated Brahmin. He had a brother born strangely, I am not going into details. He belonged to the lowest community, that is Pakanar. So the Pakanar, though a brother born of the same mother, he cannot come close to the Brahmin. Those were days of untouchability. Sometimes he used to come and talk to his elder brother, remaining at a distance, and discuss matters. And Pakanar, though not educated in the Vedas, was a very wise person. One day he came to see his brother Agnihotri. When he came, Agnihotri was performing the usual morning rituals. He was performing rituals. He used to ask, what is he doing now? He is doing ritual number 1. After some time, number 2. Then ritual number 3. Like that, he used to ask because he had an intention in asking. So he went on asking, and they used to say, a little more time. Altogether, it is about 12 rituals, this, that. So every time he was told ritual number 1, he made a small pit where he was sitting. You know, the Agnihotri was living in a house, and this Pakanar was sitting at a great distance in a field. So he made a pit. Second time when he was told he was doing ritual number 2, so he made another pit. Ritual number 3, a third pit. And finally, it was about 12 pits or so. Finishing everything, Agnihotri came in a very nice, obliging manner. When he looked at him, he found, why? So many pits are there. Oh, what are these pits? This is what you have done, he said. What I have done? Yes. You are performing one ritual to propitiate one angel, another ritual to propitiate another, one after the other. It is just like digging one well and not completing it and going to another. So I have dug 12 pits. If my digging has been in the same pit, I would have struck water. Now there is no water anywhere. All your rituals are like this, abortive, unnecessary, useless. Agnihotri, you are struck. Oh. What is this? Do you need so much? And will it ever end? Will it ever come to an end? Krishna is going to explain it further, mind you. This is a very, very important portion of Bhagavad Gita. But people do not pay any attention to it. Vyavasayatmikya buddhi ekeha gurunandana bahushakha hyanantascha buddhayo avyavasayina. Instead of trying to dig many wells, try to dig and deepen the same well, then you will strike water. So instead of holding on to one devata and focusing on that devata alone, that angel alone, putting all your attention, you are getting diversified, as a result of which no fruition ever is going to be. Agnihotri was enlightened by what his brother said. I will recite this verse, you can repeat it. Vyavasayatmika buddhi.
Vyavasayatmika buddhi.
Vyavasayatmika buddhi.
Vyavasayatmika buddhi.
Ekeha gurunandana.
Ekeha gurunandana.
Bahushakha hyanantascha.
Bahushakha hyanantascha.
Buddhayo vyavasayinam.
Buddhayo vyavasayinam.
So Karma Yoga is a culture of the mind and the intelligence, as a result of which the mind becomes even, and the intelligence becomes focused, it becomes resolute. Now he says, this resoluteness of intelligence is so important, especially in the context of a Vedic life. You know, this country is very much given to rituals. Nowadays it is much less, but even then in a different form, rituals are everywhere. All the temples represent rituals. In olden times, we did not have any temples. All the rituals were performed in the respective homes. Everybody was performing Agnihotra, Sandhya Vandana, etc. After some time, people became lazy and they became indifferent. To submit oneself to regular and daily discipline is not easy. Many are not given to it. So they preferred, let us have a common temple which will be maintained by the priest, decorated, etc. We will simply go, offer our prayers and come back. We shall offer some money for the maintenance of the temple. It is just like our industrial civilization where many products and conveniences are delivered at your door for a price. We are not prepared to take the trouble. Everything, whether it is hulling, grinding, mixing. So naturally it is a part of the civilization that we underwent. These rituals, they appear to be jumbo, baskets full of flowers, so many materials, a big havan kunda, and fire is blazing. Vedic mantras are chanted and offerings are thrown into. The fire happily receives them, burns them, reduces them to ashes. So the offerer has a satisfaction. The material I have given has been used. I cannot take it back. All these are. But understand, none of these is going to produce Vyavasayatmika buddhi for you. This is what Krishna says in the next 3 verses. I am wondering whether I should explain them at all. How to get a reply? I cannot get a reply from you. See, it is so important. Vedas have 4 portions. I think I must have told you already. The first section is called Samkhya, consisting of all praises and hymns. The second is called Brahmana, where every chant is made into a performance, a ceremony. Especially fire ceremony, fire ritual. So Samhita and Brahmana together constitute the Karma Kanda of Vedas. Then they transited into the third called Aranyaka. They felt that this kind of a ritualistic life will not be of much benefit for us. Ultimately, our hands will tremble, will shiver. We won't be able to chant the mantra, suffer the smoke, and perform the ritual. We will have to stop it. Then what? Nothing. So they became indifferent and they started developing all mental exercises, everything in the form of a contemplation. No physical offering, no physical sacrifice, etc. When they receded from the rituals and their attention was focused on their own mind and intelligence, they started perceiving truths, perceiving values, perceiving a new culture. And that resulted in the Upanishads. All the revelations they had, they recorded in the form of the Upanishads. So the Samkhya and Brahmana constitute the rituals, Aranyaka and Upanishads constitute wisdom. These are the two sections in Karma Yoga. Many people are blindly given to rituals. Neck deep they are in rituals. However much you perform rituals, it is after all the ritual. Collecting materials with a lot of effort, cleaning them, arranging them, chanting the mantra, and offering them. So the focus is outside. Collection of materials, cleaning them up, taking them in your hand, offering them into the blazing fire, chanting. So where is the focus? The focus is outside. But are you the body, or are you the mind, intelligence and ego, the inner personality? Suppose you make a comparison between your mind on the one hand and body and senses on the other. Tell me which is more important and more critical for you. I have asked school children, they say, Swamiji, mind is more important. Okay, then I ask them, you nourish your body 3, 4 or 5 times a day. Similarly, are you nourishing your mind, nourishing your intelligence? They say no. Don't you want mental growth, intelligential growth and enrichment? What are you doing for it? Nothing. Is it correct? No, not correct. So they understand the gap. Even children understand it. So the point is, these rituals are jumbo rituals. But the whole focus is external. Oh, how well we prepare a Havan Gunda. How well we prepare the different materials to be offered, boiled and unboiled. All these exercises are visible, all right. But what we want is evolution, expansion, reformation, refinement, elevation in the inner personality, especially for the mind and the intelligence. Do these rituals bring about? Listen to what Krishna says. Shall I assume that you want me to explain this? Yamimam pushpitam vajam pravadandya vipaschidaha vedavadaradav partha nanyadasti divadinaha kamatmanaha swargavaraha janma karma phalapradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhoga ishwarya gadim pradi bhoga ishwarya prasaktanam taya abahrita chedasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. Bah. Sri Krishna already evaluated and praised vyavasayatmika buddhi. These 3 verses go together. And the last line two lines of these verses is Vyavasayatmikya buddhihi samadhau na vidhiyade. Whatever resoluteness of buddhi I extolled, I explained, I emphasized, I underlined, that buddhi will not grow in the minds of the ritualists. That buddhi will not grow. Why it will not grow? The very ritual is ridden by desires. Why are you performing a ritual? Because you have a certain desire or ambition. Keeping the ambition in your mind, you look for the prescription. Which ritual will answer or fulfill your desire or ambition, that you will become. So desire and greed are the motivation in performing a ritual. Their desire is for what? All the things are fleeting, transitory. The transitory things, however much you may get, you may acquire them. Will you have the satisfaction that you are looking for? Our body is fleeting. With a mortal body, if you procure mortal and fleeting substances, mortality will go on multiplying. Will you ever have anything lasting, permanent? No. So of what use are these rituals? They don't have the viveka, the discrimination to think in this manner and evaluate the benefit of the rituals. So he says, what are these rituals? They are flowery, but not fruitful. Fruitful. Are you following me? The Vedas give flowery speeches. Perform this ritual. You can go to heaven. Where is the heaven? After your death. Huh? After the death here, will you have any memory? Everything is gone. Our mind is developed after the birth of the body. There are instances when brain dead people are there. Their brain is already dead. And they are given life support and kept for a number of days if necessary. So even our so-called mind is grown after the birth of the body. And there are instances of brain diseases. People have become useless. Dementia and other diseases. So do you think after the body falls, anything will survive to keep an identity? I performed this ritual and I have been brought here. No, nothing like that. Our world is pratyaksha, experiential. And whatever you have here alone is valid. Whatever is imaginary is only imaginary. So the rituals are Yamimam Pushpitam Vajam Pravadandya Vibhashchidaha. Why are people drawn to the rituals? Only because they are avipashchidaha. They don't have discrimination. They don't have viveka. In the lack of viveka, whatever the Vedas say, there is a heaven. Perform a ritual now. Then after your death, you will be pushed there. After the death, what will be pushed? You tell me. So many people have died. Has any one of them reported that after death I have come here? Anyone? You don't know your birth. You will not know your death also. We say our elderly people have died. We say. But do they acknowledge death? Has anyone come and said that I have become dead now? That day I dropped my body and I am here now. Nobody has said, will not say. Our world is pratyaksha, our life is pratyaksha. Let the pratyakshata govern your life. Don't go in for unnecessary imagination and fantasies. So these speeches are flowery, he says, but not fruitful. And they uphold it, praise it. Vedas have said in this manner, in that manner, so it must be true. Let me do. Vedavadaratav partha nanyadasti vadinaha. Whatever Vedas speak in the Karma Kanda, that alone they believe. But the Vedas are not exhausted with rituals. There is an Aranyaka portion, there is an Upanishadic portion, where they are making their ultimate declarations, evaluations, exhortations. Why don't you read the whole text and understand what is the conclusion of Vedas themselves? I will speak about it. No, this ritual alone is true. Nothing else, nothing else, nothing else. Nanyadasti vadinaha. They argue, shout out, saying that, why kamatmanaha swargaparaha janma karma phalapradam. Kamatmanaha. Their mind is full of desires. When do you go to a medicine shop? You go to the vegetable market to purchase vegetables almost daily. But you don't go to the medicine shop unless you need a medicine. So why are we selecting the rituals? Because we feel drawn to them because of our desire and need. So they argue, Nanyadasti divadinaha. Arey, you continue to read the Aranyaka and the Upanishads also. Let us hear what Vedas say with regard to rituals themselves. No. We will not read. Because they are full of desires. Swargaparaha. Whatever enjoyment they have here, that will be denied when they die, they know. So they want to be told of some other place of competitive enjoyment. And Vedas say, we will take you there. Bah, Vedas became everything for them. They don't verify. Janma karma phala pradam. What do the Vedas offer? Janma and karma. You will go to heaven, live for a period, come back, again do, again go, again come. That's all. We are already having it. And we are not happy with matters. We are again to be having the same. Kriya Vishesha Bhagulam Bhoga Ishwarya Gadim Pradi. A number of colorful rituals and ceremonies are enjoined in the Vedas. All of them promise for you prosperity, well-being, a heavenly life. Wow! Greatest height you can reach. When they hear, yes, I want. Bhoga Ishwarya Prasaktanam Taya Apakrita Chetasam. They are interested in Bhoga and Aishwarya, in enjoyment and prosperity. Therefore, that thought robs them of their discrimination. Their mind is robbed by what? By Bhoga and Aishwarya. In such people, Arjuna, Vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyade. For such people, in their mind and heart, in their mind and intelligence, this Vyavasayatmika buddhi will never dawn. So don't tell me that rituals are a way. Not at all. Not at all. Bhagavad Gita is a way. Upanishads are a way. Srimad Bhagavatam is a way. Ramayana is a way. Mahabharata is a way. Because you are reading, you are understanding, you are being enlightened by every episode. Our Gayatri Japa. What is the Gayatri? It is a contemplation on the ineffable intelligence within, so that the intelligence may be properly propelled. Dhiyo yo naf prachodaya. That is what we want. We have the intelligence, we have the mind. We only want it to be properly illumined and propelled. Then we shall decide what is best for us and follow it. My dear souls, the basic discrimination is lacking. Is it good? Is it good? Is it promotional? Is it expansional? Is it elevational? Will it enlighten me? Will they have the power to enrich your mind, intelligence, and ego? Why the Vedas have taken all the trouble to explain these rituals and make big, big promises? I go to Srimad Bhagavatam and then say, this is a portion from the 11th skandha of Srimad Bhagavatam, from a conversation that Navayogis had with Nimi Chakravarti. Our Emperor Nimi was performing a huge ritual. So the preceptors and the others all have come. A huge pandal has been made and elaborate rituals are going on. So 9 yogis went there in an unannounced manner. But because Nimi Chakravarti had a royal brain, he recognized the visitors, though they did not announce themselves beforehand, received them, washed their feet, gave them seats, gave them some drinks to quench their thirst, and then sat comfortably before them. When the king took his seat, all the Ritvits and the others came and sat behind. The entire ceremony was suspended because the performer, the Ajamana, is in front of the yogis. Then he said, I am greatly blessed by your visit. My whole ritual has attained fulfillment. So I too. So I am very happy, expressing gratitude, etc. He said, I would like you to enlighten me on what is Bhagavata Dharma. Dharma means characteristics and features of a lofty devotee of the Lord. A man who considers that I am the Lord's is a Bhagavata. I am of Bhagavan. I belong to Bhagavan. Bhagavan is dwelling in me. My heart is beating. My lungs are bellowing. The blood is circulating. The senses are functional only because of the indwelling presence called the Supreme Lord. Whoever thinks and feels in this manner, he becomes a Bhagavata. Nimi Chakravarti was asking the Navayogis, please tell me, what are the characteristics and lakshanas of a Bhagavata? So that I can understand them and practice them and incorporate them in my life. So the yogis were very, very happy. They started speaking one after the other. One after the other. So, I want to read some portions from here and make you understand. Parokshavado vedoyam balanam anushasanam karma mokshaya karmani vidhatte hyagadam yatha. Our Vedas, whatever they speak, this is not a direct expression. They always use the implied language, parokshavada. You have to think and understand. That word meaning is not the import. The import is different. So he says, in the entire Vedas, the language used is paroksha, not pratyaksha. Pratyaksha means evident before the senses. Paroksha means clear only to the intelligence. By reflecting upon, by developing viveka, you have to think about and then understand and infer. Parokshavayo vado vedoyam balanam anushasanam. They have adopted a way, like children are propitiated. See, they will not like to chant the name of God. So the mother says, go, sit in front of the lamp, chant for 45 minutes, then I will give you biscuits. So they will chant so that they will get biscuits. Exactly in the same manner, Balanam Anushasanam. To make these people interested in the scriptures, they have set a number of rituals and other programs saying that these rituals will have those benefits. Very good. Just like children are tickled by promises, rewards, these minds also are tickled. Actually, the purpose of all the karma in this world is karma mokshaya karmani. Everything that you perform in this world is ultimately to retire from it, outlive it, outstrip it. Vidatte hyagadam yatha. When a medicine is given, it is bitter in taste. So no child will swallow it. So they will give the bitter medicine, keeping jaggery in their hands. Swallow it and I will put this into your mouth. So they swallow it. These eulogisms are only to encourage the performer. Otherwise he will not be performing at all. Vedoktameva kurvano nissango arpidanishvare naishkarmyam labhate siddhim rojanartha phalashruti. There is an elaborate pronouncement of what will be the result of these rituals. So much of results are so openly pronounced, only rojanartha phalashruti, to create interest and persuasion in the performers. Not that these results and rewards will be there and true. No, not at all. But they are mentioned only to tickle the minds of the people. When all the karmas are performed with no clinging at all and as an offering to the Supreme Lord, one will get naishkarmya. Shabda brahmani nishnado na nishnayat pare yadi samastasya shramabhalo hyadhenu mivarakshadaha. Shabda brahmani nishnado na nishnayat pare yadi samastasya shramabhalo hyadhenu mivarakshadaha. My dear souls, are you interested in listening to this? I am presenting it before you as a great piece of enlightenment to generate as well as reinforce that discrimination in all of you. That is my idea. As an exponent of truth, I can only do this and I can do this, and this is the best performance that one can. Suppose one person is well versed in the Vedas. He can recite from beginning to end, very scholarly, without any mistake. Shabda brahmani nishnado na nishnayat pare yadi. All the Vedas right from the beginning, what do they say? Brahmavid apnodi param. A man who knows the supreme reality, Brahman, he attains the supreme reward in life. So is the attainment in the form of a performance or in the form of knowledge? It is in the form of knowledge. If it is so, should you not immediately after reading the Vedas and understanding the message, instantly try for doing your personal sadhana, which will involve the mind and the intelligence, purify the mind, enlarge the intelligence, and you will have the required enlightenment. Instead of taking up sadhana directly and reaching the goal, what are you trying to do? Chant the Vedas over and over again, perform the ritual over and again, until at last, you won't be able to chant because of age, and your hands will tremble, you cannot perform the ritual. So he says, Samastasya sramabhalo hyadhenu mivarakshadaha. If you are not focused on doing your sadhana and realizing the self, the supreme reality, then your effort ends up only in effort. There is no reward or fruition for it. Hyadhenum rakshada. You feed a cow, fill her stomach. She is not a milk cow. So you will not get a drop of milk, all urine and dung. Just imagine. These are also in our Shastras. This is what Krishna tells whom? Uddhava, the most chosen disciple. The most beloved and adored disciple, Uddhava, he says. Our Shastras say, Grantham abhyasya medhavi, jnana vijnana tatparaha, palalam ibadhanyarthi, tyajet grantham asheshadaha. Our scriptures are very holy, very valuable. Read them, understand them. If you are intelligent, after reading and understanding, instantly, jnana vijnana tatparaha, your focus should be to mature into that experiential wisdom, knowledge. You have theoretically known it. Now you follow it with your practical wisdom and realization. Leave the scriptures, just like you will have a bumper crop of cereals. You harvest them. Take all the cereals, keep away the residue. Husk it or hull it and remove the husk and take the kernel. In the same manner, you should abandon the scriptures after learning them. Are you understanding what I am saying? All these are included in our Shastras. Our Shastras constantly focus on your mind, on your intelligence, on the purity, dazzling purity that you should have. Then only the mind will start scintillating, sparkling, shining. It will radiate peace, radiate placidity, blissfulness. It will radiate ecstasy. Now it is tarnished, clouded, dirty. All selfish. Become selfless. Look at the trees, fruitful trees, huge trees. They bear their fruit. Not one they eat. Our clouds shed. The plants that grow, they don't eat. The cows are giving milk. They don't drink the milk themselves. Everywhere you have the message of selflessness. Be of service to the others. Service to the others. Service to the others. The knowing man, the rational man, the intelligent man, who has got access to knowledge, who has got access to fulfilling knowledge without using it, what is he doing? Selfish. Myself and my family. Myself and my family. The rest of them non-existent. What is this? This is not the exhortation or the clarion call of our Upanishads and the Shastras. I will stop now. We will continue the discussion. I hope I will have some feedback as to whether people like this exposition and they are able to relate to it and it is useful. I am discussing it, only Bhagavad Gita I am discussing, that you should understand. And in terms of explanation and expansion, I am going into Upanishads, this, that and all. The text is our main focus. You must have a resolute intelligence. That resoluteness of intelligence will never come to you when you start taking interest in multi-pronged rituals. Certainly not. Here the anushtana should be mento-intellectual, not material and fire-oriented. Certainly not. Okay. Hari. We shall have the concluding recitation and the Omkara also. സംവേദ്യവർജിതമനുത്തമമേഘമാദ്യം സംവിത്പദം വികലനം കലയൻ മഹാത്മൻ ഹൃദ്യേവ തിഷ്ഠ കലനാരഹിതക്രിയാം തു കുർവൻ അകർത്തൃപദമേത്യ ശമോദിതശ്രീ കുർവൻ അകർത്തൃപദമേത്യ ശമോദിതശ്രീ. ഹരി 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 ഓം തസ്. Let us have the conclusional Omkara as we did before, but only once. Sit properly. Hari Om Tats. Jai Guru. Okay.